Click, click, a little further back, click. Hello everyone, and welcome to Brentwood Mall. How's it going? I'm technically allowed to take my mask off because I'm indoors and I have myself, it's a tea, but it's from a brand called Soon Coffee. They're from Alberta, I think. Capital YVR. I'm not sure if you're going to join or not, but they just moved to BC. How's it going, Steve Matthews? And so I'm having a tea, and because I'm indoors, but with the tea, I can take the mask off. If you tell me to put Calgary, there you go. Hey, Capital YVR, how's it going? So I can take my mask off. If you tell me to put my mask back on, I'll put it back on. But this is actually, I'm not sure if those of you guys have been seeing me out and about with this mask. Camera Girl makes these, and it's one of those types where you slip in your own little filter on the inside. So I feel reasonably safe. I feel that I'm protecting other people. Hey, Blue Tack, how's it going? So I think this looks really cool. I actually like wearing this mask, but since I'm doing live, and let me know how the audio is. I'm using my AirPods, and as I put in the description, I think I thought I would test this time. It's 11:15. I'm here because Camera Girl wanted to come here. She's having coffee with one of her girlfriends, and so I said I would either come here to take pictures. So I still have the GFX 100S with the 50 f3.5, and I also still have the Leicas, the two Q2s, the Q2 monochrome and the non-monochrome here. And the way you can tell is pretty much the red dot on the regular Q2, and also the writing on the lens itself is in like the various colors, where the monochrome is, well, monochrome. There you go. I think it's focusing on my shirt, right? The lighting is a little bit odd in the corner here. I'm a little blue, so I want to correct for it, but I cannot. And I have to return these Leicas this week. They gave me a little bit of an extension. They said as long as I get it back before the end of the month. And so I've been having fun with these two cameras, the GFX 100S. This takes a toll on hard drive space. When you get the beach ball on your Macs, I did H.265 video, 4K, 4K 30, 4K 24 video edits on the M1 MacBook Air. No beach ball, super smooth, no drop frames. But when I put these photos through Lightroom and then I do 100% zoom in, I get the beach ball with the GFX 100S. And so M1 can handle H.265 video, but it cannot handle 100 megapixel uncompressed. Actually, I'm not sure what type of raw files I was doing in here. I'm pretty sure I actually do use lossless compression. Let me just see here. What do I have it set up at? Raw. Here we go. So if you guys can see that, I do use the lossless. Maybe you can't see it because it's highlighted, but I do use the lossless 16-bit raw files. I don't want to use uncompressed. It takes up even more space. And I also, because of this camera, I upgraded my memory cards to two of these Pro. It doesn't focus on my face very well, does it? Here you go. I mean, it focuses on my face too well. It's the Pro Grade 128, not the top end card, but I had to get two 128s because of the GFX 100S, and I actually do prefer this without using a strap. The grip is nice, and if you have too many straps in your camera bag, so I have the two Qs with straps, and then I have this with the strap, it kind of gets tangled when you're pulling cameras in and out of your camera bag, so I just prefer it without it. And then because the Q2s are leaf shutter, as I mentioned, as I showed in my other live, I am using the EFX20 flash from Fujifilm, because you don't need a lot of power to do daylight fill with leaf shutter cameras, because the Q2s can do flash sync up to 1/2000th of a second. So anyways, let me look at if there's any questions. Cheers from Ottawa. How's it going, Daniel? Audio is good. making dinner here in the UK. Yeah, so for you UKers, I was thinking that this time is pretty good. Often when I go live, it's 1 p.m. and it's a little bit late for you guys. And then if I go on at like 3 or 4 p.m., which I did on my last sort of uh, field trip live shows, that it ends up being quite late for you guys. And so I thought maybe this would be a good. What time is it in the UK right now? You said dinner, so maybe it's around 5 or 6 o'clock. So thanks for you guys. Thanks for joining. I really I don't know when the last time I did a YouTube live on a Monday, and I don't know if I've ever done a Monday morning. Well, it's almost noon now, but just thought I would feel this time, as well as, like I said, I had to take Camera Girl to the mall anyways. It's called the Amazing Brentwood. I don't like using the term amazing because it's like it's forcing me to say something positive about a place, which it is pretty amazing, but I don't want to be told to say it. It's Brentwood Mall. So if you live around here, you want to come by and say hi, I'll be here for the next half hour or so. Although we socially distance still. Oh, greetings from Holland. How's it going? And Cyber Mike, good morning, Take. You guys are mid afternoon already back east, right? You hear that lossless audio for Apple? Yeah, I heard about that lossless audio. I don't use high end equipment when it comes to my digital kind of stuff. Like I'm still pretty analog, uh, mostly when it comes to like high fidelity stuff. So I have a turntable and I spin records, and that stuff is all kind of analog. I have yet to go into like FLAC files and lossless audio digitally yet, but I will soon. It is 2:30 in Montreal. Brentwood isn't the best. It's all right. Yeah, Brentwood is still Matthews. I'm not sure if you've been here since the renovation. It's pretty nice here. The new Amazing Brentwood. It's a lot of outdoor courtyards and a lot of kind of higher, if you can call it higher end. They're trying to at least market it as a higher end mall now, maybe in competition to Oak Ridge, the old Oak Ridge. But we'll see. It's still half the stores aren't open yet, so which is here. Are you speaking? Are you a speaker guy or headphone guy? Well, Yula, good question. I am a speaker guy. I do prefer speakers, but you know, Camera Girl doesn't like it. I used to, whenever she left the house, I would like blare the music and like sort of shake the house. But as you get older and as you know, are more considerate of other people, I mean, I wish I had a room for a sound room, to be able to just play my own records and have sound deadening material, even for myself, like playing guitar or playing music and miking up and doing all that stuff and not have to worry about neighbors and stuff. But I don't have the space for a sound room, but I would love to have a sound room. So because of that, I'm a headphone guy. So I have some high-end MB Quartz studio um, over ear headphones that allows for a lot of ambient um, extra noise to leak out, so that it's not great for your neighbors, but it's great for listening. Let me just try to catch up here. Um, John from Surrey. Surrey, like the UK, or you mean Surrey just east of me here in Burnaby? Um, Welcome to our hometown, Burnaby. Lewis, thanks for joining, Lewis. Uh, Daniel, planning a trip to BC, Vancouver, Nanaimo, Victoria, September 13th, 23rd. Good time. Very good time. September, early September, I love it because all the kids are back to school. And so, but then all the touristy places are still kind of open. So it's a little bit of the beginning of shoulder season. So you get the advantage of the sort of like the nice weather, not much rain, mostly sun, mostly 20 degrees type weather. And at the same time, a lot of the touristy places are still kind of doing the tail end of the busy summer season. So you go whale watching, and a lot of the, like if you go to Tofino, a lot of probably the surf shops and stuff will still be open. A lot of the restaurants will still be open. And then probably by mid to late September, a lot of those places that are like summer only will shut down. And also that's the wind down of the cruise. I mean, there's no cruises now, right? Or at least there probably isn't going to be this September. The Alaska cruise lines, which is really popular, but because we still closed our ports, there aren't any cruise ships coming through. But typically, when they do, again, September is a good time of year as they're doing repositioning. Those cruise ships are going from Vancouver, Alaska, and now they're moving down into the Caribbean, or maybe to South Asia, or maybe back to the Mediterranean. So it's a good time. Let me see here. Hello from Athens, Georgia. Thanks for joining from Athens, Georgia. Morgan. Let me just try to catch up here, guys. I'm seeing a lot of um, good speakers are greater than good headphones. Yeah, if you can control your environment, definitely. There was a 10% rule that basically said, in terms of price performance, 10%. So if you had $1,000 speakers, it's equivalent to about $100 headphones. So if you had $10,000 speakers and you want the same sort of sound quality level ish, then you should buy $1,000 headphones. Headphones are great because you don't have to worry too much about absorption and reflection. It's all kind of done for you in your headphones. Where if you have good speakers and you have too many windows, so too much reflection, or you have too much carpet or bookshelves, so too much absorption, you need to compensate for that. So yeah, a really well set up sound room, you're better off not having cans on your ears, right? You're better off to actually use um, proper like good headphones versus using speakers. That's like a completely different world. I mean, we're talking here about photography, and now we're going to speakers and headphones. But anyways, I'm using my AirPods. Audio quality wise, they kind of, in terms of high fidelity, they suck, but they're very convenient, right? I mean, right now where I am, hopefully these are sounding pretty good wherever you guys are listening to. Orlando is too hot in the summer. I was in Orlando in January and it felt too hot for me. Although it may have been an exceptional year. It was for PMA 2000. That was just before I think PMA moved back to Las Vegas. So I think it was 2000. I was there in January and it was hot. It was in the 30s. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but um, JL Cruz from Japan. How's it going? Hi from Japan. What iPhone are you using now at Live and the settings? I actually just have an old iPhone 8, nothing new. I was planning to get the iPhone 12 this year. I just wasn't happy with the specs, so I decided to wait for the iPhone 13. So this is just an iPhone 8, so this is going to be 720p in terms of video quality. And audio-wise, I'm just using my AirPods, so nothing special. But I'm getting people from all over the world, eh? I mean, I'm picking this kind of time, and I'm getting, although Japan, it must be, what time is it in Japan? It must be late in Japan right now. Hey, Ali, how's it going, Ali? Shadpur. Hello from South Burnaby. How's it going, South Burnaby? They're good for IG Live. Here, having a heat wave, Steel Matthews. Yeah, it's a bit of a heat wave. We're hitting sort of mid 20s, but that's not too bad. I can handle that. And Captain Wagger is saying Vancouver's going to be 39 this weekend. That's too hot. I'm going to probably hide out in my studio then. My studio is a basement studio, so it stays cool even in the summer. Jeffrey Take, um, Jeff from Toronto, welcome. What's the weather like in Toronto? Advice on someone trying to start a photography channel, a possible gear recommendation. I would say, uh, Jeffrey, gear is not, I think having good autofocus is important. I've struggled with autofocus for years and stability. So I'm on a little monopod slash tripod here, And autofocus on smartphones are good. And so if you have a really good smartphone and you have good lighting, I think you can pull off with an iPhone. To be honest, a new iPhone with 4K 24, so you can punch in, and decent audio and decent lighting. So if you're going to shoot all of your videos during the day and you have good window light and you can do good white balance, then I think that's fine. If you're going to be doing a lot of videos at night, then make sure you have good lighting wherever you're going to be shooting, and make sure you got kind of an uncluttered background. And yeah, I recommend shooting 4K, because if you're shooting by yourself, often you need to punch in, meaning zoom in, and you can do it. So you can still post a video in 1080, but if you're going to do a lot of punching in and so it's sort of like magnifying or zooming in and zooming out, and you only have one camera, 4K is nice because it gives you a lot of room to punch in and punch back out again. So any camera that could do 4K video, I like my Fujifilms, to be honest. So if you can afford to get an X-T4 and get a versatile lens like a 16 to 80, you can use that lens for YouTube, talking head. You could use that same lens for product photography. Use it for B-roll. You have IBIS and OIS using the 16 to 80 and the X-T4 body, and then using decent audio, minimum a Rode Video Micro, which doesn't use a battery, but you can move up to the Rode Video Mic Pro microphones, or using kind of lavalier microphones and stuff like that. So audio is also really important. And I say that as I'm using my iPhone, right? Always, let's see here, 35 and sunny. Yeah, 35's kind of hot, isn't it? Toronto is hotter place. Yeah, Toronto in general gets hotter and also colder. Toronto gets more extreme temperatures. I think Vancouver is a very mild city. We get mild summers, we get mild winters. Um, GL is asking about what camera is your always. I guess you're saying what camera do I always have on me. Um, I was gonna say Ricoh GR3, but as I say that, I actually don't have it with me today because it is Camera Girl's day off, and she wants me to keep my gear to a minimum. But as I say that, I have the GFX 100S. I have the 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 Leica Q2, and then I have the um Q2 monochrome. So I have three cameras with me, even on my day off. But that's because the Q2s go back this week, and I think the GFX goes back this week as well. And for a bag, I am using, and I'm working on the video for this, I am using the um, Wotencraft. This is the Lightning Rider, and I really, really like this bag. I also have the Pilot 7 liter, and this is a 12 liter bag. And I do have the camera insert in here. So the insert itself just comes out like this, comes out, and you can obviously use this in any bag that you have. But yeah, I really like the Lightning Rider. If you've seen me in town, Cappy White Bear, you've seen me around, and Kyle and a few others, you know that that's the Wotencraft bag I've been using. And I shot an unboxing video that I'm currently editing, not at this moment, but I'm editing the video. So I'll be posting that soon. And I just posted a new video last night on comparing using adapters or using third-party lenses. And I say third-party, I mean like the cheaper Chinese third-party. Like, is it worth spending $70 on a lens, or something like a Viltrox, right, which has autofocus, has decent optics, um, as well as it communicates to the Fujifilm bodies. Is it worth getting those type? And we know that I think Tokina is going to be making lenses for Fujifilm as well. So is it worth getting these third-party lenses versus the OEM lenses from Fujifilm? And so check that video out if you have time. And that's a sponsored video, which is great. I would love to get these live shows sponsored as well, but not yet, not yet. But if I could do, so that way I'm not always relying on super chats, which I appreciate when people do donate super chats. They do definitely help. But if I can get a regular paid sponsor, then I think it'd be awesome to then have that kind of pressure off, and then I could create content and help pay the bills as well. Let me just try to catch up here, guys. Jeffrey Samuel, you miss Vancouver and the shooting. Yeah, Vancouver's a very pretty city. Very pretty. So, you guys, we're all talking about weather here, aren't we? Let's talk shoes. What do you think about zero drop running shoes? I don't know what zero drop running shoes is, Ali. Maybe I know what it is, but maybe not by that name. But speaking about shoes, I do kind of um, show off what sneakers I have, so I shouldn't have it so close to my face. But this is the Onitsuka. I know everyone here says Onitsuka, but it's kind of a silent su, so Onitsuka. Onitsuka Tiger Corsairs. And the Corsairs basically is a sister shoe to the Nike Cortez, basically the same shoe. There was a legal battle in the 60s, 70s between Asics or Onitsuka Tigers and Nike. So anyways, oh wow, someone gave me a super chat. Thank you so much. Blue Tack, pounds, 9.99 pounds. Thank you so much. I do quick donation to the GFX fund. I appreciate it. I mean, if I can afford it, so thank you so much, Blue Tack, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. If I can afford a GFX camera, I'm actually waiting. There is rumor of a GFX 50S Mark II. I don't really need 100 megapixels. If I can save like $1,500, $2,000 and get a 50 megapixel camera that's similar to this, I might actually consider getting that versus 100 megapixels, to be honest. But because 6,000 US is still quite a bit of money. Canadian, that's about maybe $9,000. If they can come up with a GFX 50S Mark II, which I'm not really supposed to talk about, I don't know anything about it, but I try to avoid talking about rumors and stuff because I do work directly with Fujifilm. If I guess right, someone at Fujifilm might think or assume that I gave some secrets away, and I haven't. But if I can get a 50 megapixel version of the 100S, well, Mark II 50 GFX 50S Mark II, I would love it. But anyways, thank you so much, Blue Tech. I do appreciate the the, um, the super chat. But ultimately, I would love to have these live shows sponsored. So we'll see. I pitched the idea of a sponsored live show, and when you see it come to fruition, then it's come to fruition, and that'd be great for me. A lot less pressure on me. Um, uh, you lad, good question. Have you ever tried to scan negative with DSLR or mirrorless? Yes, I actually am planning to do a YouTube video on that. Any tips on that, especially in focusing in the dark? Well, you don't want to be focusing in the dark. Um, you want your negative on a light table or something that illuminates the negative, and then you make sure that you are perfectly your focal plane is parallel, although you can fix it in post, but it's better not to. Make sure everything is perfectly parallel. And yeah, I do scan my negatives using a digital camera, using macro lenses, and it works out great. Way better than a flatbed scanner. Flatbed scanner is convenient. You basically lay it down and then you walk away. But if you want to be able to get a really good quality scan, I think the best way still is either using a drum scanner, which are very hard to find and expensive, and if they break, nobody can fix it, or just taking pictures of your negatives or your positives to shoot slide. Let me just see here. The navigation on YouTube Live on my iPhone is horrible. I may try to do it on an iPad next time, but then if I use an iPad, it'll look really weird, right? I'm already getting like weird looks from people around me here, so get in touch with Amazing Brentwood. Actually, that's a good idea. Would they pay me to do that? You know what though? They would pay more someone who's like an influencer, some young cool hipster kid or some yoga vegan girl or something. Like someone cool, not like me. I don't think I'm the demographic they're trying to attract, but that is kind of a good idea. Maybe I'll just pitch it to them and say I'm a photographer, and would you want to sponsor me doing live videos from your food court? That's not too bad. They have some marketing dollars right now. I think Eat with Mao is doing something for them. Sponsored by Skillshare. Yeah, I mean, I've been approached by all those guys, Skillshare, Squarespace, NordVPN, like 2, 3 years ago when everyone was being pitched. And at the time, I wasn't ready for sponsored videos. Looking back, I probably maybe should have done it, but I don't have too many regrets. At the time, I just wasn't ready. That was when I was doing my documentary. That was when I was traveling a lot. That was when, um, they want a very clear schedule of when they post, and also they want to see the video first, and they had scripts and stuff, and I just wasn't ready for that at that time. And so I said no to all of those guys. Get Leica doesn't have much money. Like most camera manufacturers don't have money. I always tell people, like, especially in the photo world, if you want sponsorship, don't get camera manufacturers to sponsor you, because first of all, it shows kind of bias. So if Leica sponsors, then I would only do Leica videos, because Leica won't sponsor a video where I'm reviewing a Ricoh or a Fujifilm. But also, they don't have as deep pockets as banks, insurance companies, or services companies, like those food food delivery companies, or like NordVPN, Skillshare, Squarespace. Those companies are huge and they have a lot of money. So I've always been looking at non-photo sponsors. They tend to be, first of all, they don't know anything about photography, so they're just like, here's the money, as long as you kind of say the key bullet points, we're happy. And so I've been looking for a regular sponsor like that. I'm lucky to have KEH, which is great because it works with my brand. They're not tied to one particular camera manufacturer. They make good money because they buy and sell used gear, and they support the photo community, right? So that's a really good match for me. But I do want another sponsor, but a non-photo sponsor. So we'll see what happens, guys. Henry's went bankrupt. Yeah, there you go, right? Henry's is the largest camera retailer in Canada. Number two is London Drugs, and they just went bankrupt. They can't compete with B&H and Amazon. So see, there you go. There's no money in photography. The manufacturers have no money, and the retailers, other than B&H and Amazon, but Amazon is just cheap. And B&H, actually, they do have good affiliate programs, and they do have really good sponsorship programs. I just um, I am actually a B&H ambassador slash affiliate partner, whatever they call that program, but I haven't done much with them yet. But we'll see. We'll see in the future. Ro Taka, are you a Fujifilm ambassador? No, I am not. JL, I am not a Fujifilm ambassador. And what do you do for a living? I'm doing it right now. I do other freelance work, and it's mostly in the academic and writing, editing world. But most of my time, I'm taking pictures, writing articles, and doing videos like this. Um, so, you lad saying, so focus with lights and then turn on the lights, take the scan. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You definitely need the lights on, you lad. There are quite a few YouTube videos on how to scan your negatives um, using a mirrorless or SLR or DSLR. Um, but wait for mine. I will do one as well eventually. Let me just kind of go through here, guys. Steel Matthews got to talk to the head of Brentwood. Yeah, we'll see. Most of that money goes to marketing companies, and the marketing companies um, typically have a roster of influencers that they usually use for various campaigns. A lot of times they're friends, right? They become friends, or they already were friends ahead of time. And you see the same sort of group of influencers used on various campaigns all the time in town, because I've been to a lot of them. I say no to a lot of them as well because it just doesn't work with my branding. But when I do go to those events that I want to go to, so I did one for Adidas, I did a couple for Lexus, because I love cars and I love shoes. I see the same people. It's the same people at every influencer event. So, and I could tell that they're all friends. And so when Brentwood approaches a marketing company and says, "Hey, this is their budget for this campaign," they typically reach out to all their friends that also are micro influencers and stuff like that. And so usually I'm shut out of those ones because I'm not the right age or demographics that they're typically used to working. They're all in their mid 20s, early 30s, and here I am in my 40s, and they're probably thinking, oh well, you know, he doesn't work with our branding, doesn't work with our style. And I get it. I see the branding already around the Amazing Brentwood, and it doesn't really seem to work with what I do. Meaning, if I pitch an idea, which would be one of these things, right? Like doing an Instagram live and be doing giveaways with brands that are in here. Like there's Champs, and there's Adidas, there's Nike, there's Sporting Life, and I might do like a sneaker giveaway, right? So say like say every Monday morning, I will do a live show, and then we'll do a sneaker giveaway, right, or something like that. That's what I would want to do. But maybe they don't want to do something like that, right? So we'll see. But it's a good idea. Whoever recommended me to approach Brentwood, I will approach them. And hey, maybe even soon coffee will sponsor a video. Even though I don't drink coffee, I drink tea though. This is a green tea. Actually, it's pretty good. I was worried to be some weird flavored thing. I think Starbucks' green tea, at least before it would have like lemongrass or something weird in it. Even the Earl Grey is weird. Uh, Starbucks, their Earl Grey, they put other weird spices. Just want good Sri Lankan Ceylon tea with bergamot. That's like the perfect Earl Grey. But they put weird, I don't know, cinnamon spice or something, and it's just horrible. I'm not a big fan of Starbucks, at least for their teas. Um, it would be good if you had a cameraman for your live show. Yeah, I mean that, and that's where I'm saying I'm not big enough to be able to pay to have a camera person. I mean, camera girl is over there, but she's having a coffee with her girlfriend, so she and she's busy working full time right now. She doesn't want to, but because of the pandemic, the company she works for has forced her to work full time, and so she's really busy. So unfortunately, because of the size of my brand, I'm not big enough to be able to pay someone 100, 200 bucks a day to follow me around and shoot videos. And so that's just sort of the limit. And I have to do these kind of ghetto videos. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I'm okay with it. But I think maybe I've been on for about half an hour, and I am using internet data to do these. Capital, if there are more ghetto videos, yeah, more ghetto videos. So I'm gonna put on my mask again, and we will talk to you soon, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and happy. Oh, and also, don't forget to like the video and comment after the video because, like I said, um, if I get sponsors, the first thing they're gonna do is look back at my already recorded and posted live videos. They're going to look for views. They're going to look for likes. They're going to look for engagement. And the more engagement and the more likes and the more questions and stuff that come through, they'll think, oh, yeah, this is great. We are willing to sponsor this because there's lots of engagement and lots of like kind of a community. So the more you like, the more you comment, it really does help my channel. So anyways, thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Maybe the next time you see me doing a live video, it'll be sponsored. If not, again, I appreciate your super chats and appreciate your likes and your comments. We'll talk to you soon. Happy shooting. Gotta go further back. There you go. There you go. All right. Peace.